Hello dear students, welcome back to my channel Wow Chemistry. I am Dr. Kumkum Khawaz from the Department of Chemistry, RKDF University, Ranchi. Today you will be learning about the synthesis of alpha amino acids. This is the third video tutorial of the amino acid series. The first two video tutorials I have already discussed, which is regarding the amino acids, its physical properties, its classification and its structural part. Please click on the link given in the description box to know more about the amino acids. I request you all students to watch this video carefully because you'll find it very useful if you're preparing for CSIR NET, ICIR NET or any other competitive examinations in addition to your regular semester examinations. Please don't forget to like this video, share this video with your friends and subscribe to my channel Wow Chemistry. So here I will be describing about the 7 synthetic methods which I have adopted here for the synthesis of alpha amino acids. Starting with the first one, the amination of alpha halo acids. The reaction is illustrated as below. A reaction between alpha halo acids with excess of ammonia gives an alpha amino acids and ammonium halide as the side product. Here X can be either chlorine or bromine and R is any alkyl group. So here I've taken an example of alpha bromopropionic acid reacting with ammonia to give the corresponding alanine. If in if R is equal to hydrogen, then we will find glycine is formed. So the mechanism is reported over here. The nucleophilic ammonia reacts over here and the bromide group act as a leaving group. So it is called a simple nucleophilic substitution reaction and hence the amino acid is formed. If you have any doubt about what is nucleophilic substitution reaction, please put your comments in the comment section. The next method is the Strecker synthesis. It involves a reaction between an aldehyde and ammonium chloride and potassium cyanide to give the corresponding alpha amino acid. For example, if isopropyl aldehyde reacts with ammonium chloride and potassium cyanide, we will get valine. So here we find that this portion has been provided from the aldehyde that we have taken and this ammonium chloride gives the amino group while the potassium cyanide gives the carboxylic acid group. So in this way, if we'll take acetaldehyde as the starting material, then we will get alanine. So here is the mechanism. 1 mole of ammonium chloride reacts with 1 mole of potassium cyanide to give 1 mole of ammonia, 1 mole of hydrogen cyanide and 1 mole of potassium chloride. Any doubt about this reaction? Please put your doubts in the comment section. So the nucleophilic ammonia reacts on the electrophilic carbonyl carbon. If you don't understand what is the meaning of nucleophilic or electrophilic, please put your doubts in the comment section. So this reaction will result into a condensation reaction and an aldimine is formed, which on further reaction with the cyanide nucleophile results into the formation of alpha amino nitrile, one nitrile group and one amino group, and further hydrolysis of this cyanide group will give us the required amino acid. So this can be considered as a two-stage process which includes a formation of aldimine and later a formation of alpha amino nitrile resulting finally into the production of alpha amino acid. The next synthetic method is Gabriel phthalimide synthesis. This reaction is similar to the Gabriel synthesis of amine. So here we have taken potassium phthalide which reacts with alpha halo alpha substituted ester, whereas in case of Gabriel amine synthesis we take simply an alkyl halide. So this potassium phthalimide is formed by the reaction of phthalimide with a strong base like potassium hydroxide in this case. So this phthalimide, the hydrogen is very much acidic in nature due to the presence of two carbonyl group adjacent to it. So this is phthalimide is the imide derivative of phthalic anhydride. So the reaction of potassium phthalimide and alpha halo alpha substituted ester will give the alpha amino acid with the phthalic acid and ethanol as the side product. So here you can choose R can be any alkyl or aryl group. For example, if I choose here R is H, So the reaction between potassium thalamide and chloroethyl acetate will give us glycine. If I'll choose R is equal to benzyl group, then I'll get the corresponding phenylalanine and so on. Here is the mechanism. This nucleophilic nitrogen attacks on this carbon atom with chloride ion acting as the leaving group, and we get N-thalidoester, which upon alkaline hydrolysis, here I've shown the hydrolysis taking place over here, it results into the formation of disodium phthalate and one ester, amino ester from this portion. Then again, upon acidic hydrolysis, we see that we get a molecule of phthalic acid and the desired amino acid. So here we will find that for the synthesis of the amino acids, this portion, the amino group, has been provided from this thalamide nitrogen, and the ester group provides the carboxylic acid group along with this carbon, and if it is hydrogen or any other alkyl group, that is from this ester only. So this way you can prepare any amino acids. The next is the Gabriel-Malonic ester synthesis. As the name suggests, it is a combination of Gabriel synthesis of 1-degree amine and malonic ester synthesis. So here a reaction between potassium thalamide and diethyl bromomalonate in presence of an alkyl halide gives the corresponding alpha amino acid along with phthalic acid and ethanol as the side product. Malonic ester, you have any doubt, you may put your comments in the comment box. So here I've chosen methyl halide as the alkyl halide. Okay, you can choose any other halide also. Accordingly, you will obtain your amino acid. For example, if you'll take an isopropyl halide, then you will obtain valine and so on. So this is the reaction as shown over here. If I'll move to the mechanism portion, then again I will find that this nucleophile attacks on this carbon atom, the bromide ion as the leaving group, resulting into the formation of N-thalidomalonic ester. This upon reaction with a base gives a carbon ion. Since this hydrogen is very acidic in nature as bound to two ester groups. Any doubt about acidic hydrogen? You may put your doubts in the comment section. This upon alkylation results into the formation of this compound with two ester groups. Upon alkaline hydrolysis, the hydrolysis taking part over here, a disodium phthalate is formed and a diester is obtained. So when we will do acidic hydrolysis of this molecule, then both this ester group will be converted into the acidic groups, and one of the acidic groups will undergo decarboxylation when heated, and then we will get the desired amino acids. Students, for more tutorials on various topics of chemistry, please do subscribe my channel Wow Chemistry. Next is the Erlenmeyer as lactone synthesis. Here we have taken an aromatic aldehyde which upon reaction with hupric acid is nothing but the benzoyl derivative of glycine. Here you can see in the structural part. So which upon reaction with a combination of sodium acetate and acetic anhydride gives azolactone, which upon reduction with sodium amalgam gives the desired alpha amino acid with a side product benzoic acid. So this is useful method for the synthesis of aromatic amino acid. For example, if I'll take an example of benzaldehyde reacting with a hupric acid with the desired reagents, we will obtain phenylalanine. If I'll take here, for example, hydroxybenzaldehyde, then I'll obtain tyrosine. So here is the mechanism. In presence of the base sodium acetate, we will a reaction occurs over here. The nucleophile is generated and it attacks on the electrophilic carbon atom, and immediately in presence of sodium acetate and acetic anhydride, a cyclization occurs as I've shown over here, and a cyclic product azolactone is formed. Upon hydrolysis with NaOH, alpha beta unsaturated acid is formed, which upon reduction, as you can find here, the double bond gets reduced to a single bond, and again hydrolysis over here results into the formation of the desired alpha amino acids. So if you have any doubt about reduction or reducing agent, put your doubts in the comment section. Next is the Coop synthesis. It involves a reaction between alpha keto acid, which undergoes aminolysis, and a catalytic reduction to give the desired alpha amino acid. For example, a reaction between 4-methyl 2-oxo-pentanoic acid in presence of ammonia and palladium will give leucine. So here you can see R is this group. So if I'll choose, for example, propanoic acid over here, then what will I get? I will get alanine. Similarly, you can produce the desired amino acid. Here is the mechanism. The ammonia molecule being nucleophile attacks on this carbonyl carbon, which is electrophilic in nature, and on the loss of a water molecule, an amino acid is formed, double bond NH with an acidic group, so called amino acid, which upon catalytic reduction in presence of palladium gives us the desired amino acid. The last synthetic method that I have described over here is the Hydantoin synthesis, a reaction between aromatic aldehyde and hydantoin, which is a 5-membered ring consisting of two amide groups in presence of sodium acetate and acetic anhydride, gives us a condensation product, which upon reduction with sodium amalgam results into the formation of the alpha amino acid with the loss of a carbon dioxide and ammonia molecules. So for example, here I've taken indole 3-aldehyde as a starting reagent, which upon reaction with hydantoin and the desired chemicals gives us tryptophan. If I'll take here benzaldehyde, then I'll get the corresponding phenylalanine and so on. So this is the mechanism, a reaction between the aromatic aldehyde and the hydantoin in presence of sodium acetate and acetic anhydride results into a condensation product with a loss of water molecule. As you can see over here, I've shown with arrows. It results into the formation of a condensation product, which upon reduction, this double bond gets reduced to a single bond with the addition of hydrogen atom, and again acidic hydrolysis over here, as I've shown here, will result into the formation of the desired amino acids and a loss of carbon dioxide and ammonia molecule. So these are the synthetic methods that I've adopted here, students. So for more interesting videos and tutorials on various topics of chemistry, please do like my videos and share my videos, and please do subscribe my channel Wow Chemistry. In the next video tutorial, I will be discussing about the environmental sciences, which is considered as one of the most important topic these days, and it has been introduced almost in all courses across all universities in the country today. Thanks for watching.